Welcome to Spiritual Psychic with Sarah Wiseman, where you'll learn how to unlock the secrets of spiritual intuition and your own psychic gifts. Here's Sarah.
Hey everybody, I'm Sarah Wiseman, and today we're going to work on this idea of what must you do. And I'll just read the message. What must you do? Be in your life because it is your life. Not do what you do because you have decided you must. Not because society says you must. Because you demand it of you. You can't get here with a map that's not your own. You can only find what you seek. Connection, expansion, joy with your own map. Your map may lead to achievements, experiences, newness, bucket lists, globetrotting at first. But when you get to a certain place of understanding, you'll find the map has changed. It takes you only to this moment fully experienced. It takes you only to this next moment fully experienced, fully present as your life's path. The heart can be opened anywhere on earth. So this idea of what must you do, one of the things I notice in talking to so many people about their experiences is, so I'm in the US or some of these first world countries where for many people, not for all certainly, but for many people, life is kind of easy. And by easy, I mean the physical comforts are pretty easy, or if you were born into a certain level of society, and say you got to go to college, or say you had this lifestyle that your parents did okay, and then so you were sort of set on the path of doing okay, and you find yourself sort of in this place later on where everything's pretty easy. In terms of on the global scale, you have heat, you have air conditioning, you have a shelter, it's easy to get food, you can get some kind of health care. And I know not everybody has this. I'm talking about for those of you listening who have this kind of ease, this standard of living ease. And when you have this standard of living ease, it's really hard to be compelled to answer your calling. When you're in a third world or second world country where, the day-to-day ahead does not seem that comfortable, you may be more motivated to answer your calling and create some big adventure in your life. Maybe even when you're young too. That's another time that often happens. But when you reach a certain place where you've kind of seen a lot of life and now it's pretty comfortable going forward, there's this tendency to get really, really, really stuck. And yet, this is the time when those of you who are, past 40 or past 50, this is the time when you have some life experience, you have some acquired wisdom, you have some living experience. And this is the time that by answering the calling that has been with you since you were young, by answering the calling, you add in all those decades of experience, and you can really bring some kind of offering to the world, some kind of contribution. And yet so often we're just afraid, or we think it's too late. It's not too late by any means. I would say that if you're 50, you're just getting started. You're just getting started in terms of your ability to understand what all of this life is about. So consider, and I also want to say, like, a lot of the people, a lot of you guys I deal with are women raised with certain cultural ideas of what is appropriate or what can be done or what can't be done. I suppose this is true of men also, but just speaking from my own experience of working quite a bit, mostly with a large percentage of women, we're raised with these societal ideas of what we're allowed to do, and like, wow, who made these rules up, right? Who made these rules up of, you, woman, this is your place, don't stray from that in your life. Don't do anything different. Don't answer your calling if it doesn't fit into this little prescribed role. And I think as you, again, gain in life experience, you see the ridiculousness of those limits, not just for women, for anybody, the ridiculousness of any limits of what people can do. We all arrive here with these very unique gifts, these very unique personalities, and like contribute to the whole. Don't let yourself sort of drag along and be like, oh, I don't know what to do, or it's too hard, or, probably this is safer. Just let all that go. We're not here to stop midway through the life. We're not here to stop and just go into our cave and be like, that's good enough. I'm just going to watch my show. I'm just going to hang out with my friends that I already know. I'm just going to stay in my little place. That's not what we're here for. So, look at society, the pressures that you may have been raised with, the belief systems. Look at your own level of fear, how terrifying it can be to try something different, try something new. Look at this idea of, oh my gosh, if I answer my calling that I've held for my whole life, if I answer the calling I've held for my whole life, what if I fail? Yeah, could happen. Doesn't mean you shouldn't give it a try and have the experience of seeing what happens. And again, of course, failure, whose determination is that, right? And then there's some of you I know who are like, well, I don't know what my calling is. And I just want to challenge that or raise the question, yes, you do. It's just that you've gotten so many defenses that shelter you from having to take action. Just really look at it. Yes, you do know your calling. Yes, you can answer it. And all that stuff in the way is what's needing to be peeled back so that you can go forward. I'm Sarah Wiseman. Thank you for listening.